All right, everybody get excited. Today we have more geometry for Titan Learning Day 31 and 32. You're going to be using the notes from Law of Cosines. So the law of cosines works when you have side, 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 and side, angle, side. But remember, we never have angle, side, side. I said that when we were talking about law of sines. Remember that we're not having to have the right triangles in order to do law of sines and law of cosines. So for law of cosines in triangle ABC, you let little a, little b, and little c represent the lengths of the sides. And these sides are opposite the angles that are labeled capital A, capital B, and capital C. So the formulas: a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2ab cosine A. So the side matches your angle. And this one's probably the easiest to remember. It's in order, maybe this one, because a squared plus b squared equals c squared. You guys know that from the Pythagorean theorem. But the pattern's always the same. B squared equals a squared plus c squared, so we leave it out of these two, minus 2ac, so the a and c are the same as the a and c here, and the cosine is whatever you're looking for, and the same with c. So let's look. Can we find x to the nearest tenth? So x would be the same as our little letter b. So I'm going to use b squared equals, and then I'm going to substitute in the side a squared, the side b squared, minus 2 times the side a times b. I think this time, I'm sorry, a times c, and I think I flipped them. I did c times a. And then the cosine of whatever angle b is, and that's 119. So we figure out the value of the cosine of 119. We square 23, we square 20, minus 2 times 20 times 23. That's going to be a negative times a negative, which is going to add this. So 529 plus 400 plus 446.02 gives me this number. I take the square root of that to get b, and b is going to be 37.1. Now, what if I want to find the measure of an angle? So I'm going to find the measure of angle C to the nearest tenth of a degree. And remember, to find the measure of an angle, we're going to have to do the inverse of the trig function. So again, I'm going to fill in. This time I'm going to use the c squared because I'm going to end up needing to find c. I'm going to fill in with what I know. The c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2 times a times b cosine c. I'm going to combine the like terms so I can add these two together. I can't add this because it's not minus 80. It's minus all of this together, so it has to stay together. It would be like 1 plus 1 minus 4x. 4x has to stay together. So you can say 1 plus 1, but the 4 goes with the x. Now I'm going to be left with 55 equals negative 80 cosine c. Cosine c is going to be negative 55 over 80. So to get the measure of angle C, I'm going to do the inverse cosine on both sides, and that's going to give me the measure of angle C is 133.4 degrees, and that is it for the law of cosines. Now, I think in this homework assignment, they probably are going to give you some problems where you've got to do a combo of law of sine and law of cosines in order to solve some of the problems. If you're having a hard time with law of cosines and you don't remember it from geometry and algebra 2, just message me and we can work through it. And like I've said from the beginning, if we need to do a live meet, I'm fine with that also. So I will see you soon.